Hi, hey, this is Jeannie at Trendy. Today I'm going to show you how to make this snowman wreath. He's made out of two 10-inch pencil wreaths and the snowman head and the twig arms and some stem balls for the buttons. And this is just a wired garland for the scarf. Now we're going to put these materials in a kit. The kits will be limited though. We'll only have so many, but in the written tutorial and on the video, I'll give you the SKU number of the items that we used, because you might substitute, you know, another mesh or something else like that. But anyway, let's get started. Our supplies for the wreath will be two 10-inch pencil wreaths, 3 rolls of 10-inch mesh. Now, we won't use all of the 3 rows, but it will take more than 2. And we have a scarf to use, or it's a garland, but we're going to use it as a scarf, some stem balls, and our snowman head. The first thing we're going to do is start cutting our mesh. It's going to be 10 inches in length, 10 inches in width. I'm just going to cut 2 rows at the same time. I'm going to go ahead and cut up all these 2 rows because I know it'll take that many. To make your curl, you can see that the poly mesh has a natural curl about it. So we're going to just let it curl up naturally like that. But we're going to take and we're going to start rolling at the cut edge. Our uncut edge will be to the side, the selvage edge. We're going to just roll that up. Kind of keep our cut edge on the bottom. Pinch that in the center. And that's going to give us a little curl. Now, since I'm working by myself, I'm going to use a clip to hold that. Carrie is busy working in the shop filling orders. Well, we're going to do a cluster of 3 curls. Those are just pinched in the center. So now, I've got my cluster of 3 curls. I'm going to start on the inner ring. Just pick out a twist. And since this is the only thing that I'm going to add to this wreath, I'm going to go ahead and give it about, 3 turns or so. Now, I'm going to go all the way around of the inner ring, and then I'm going to show you how to fill in the center before we go to the outside. Let me do 3 more curls. This is very easy to do. It just does take a little time. It goes a lot faster if you have somebody working with you making your curls. Okay, just take your cluster of 3. Open up a twist. Okay, and we're just going to work all the way around that inner ring. Okay, we've gone all the way around the inner ring with our 3 layers of curls, and you can see we have our center that we need to fill up. More than one way to fill in that center, but one way that one of our customers showed me how to do was take the twist from that inner ring and pull them to the center. Just pull them all to the center, and then you can flip it over and work from the back side. Take the twist, like 1 from each side, and just kind of twist it together. You won't have a lot of ends to twist with, but just twist that together. Just bring kind of all points to the center. And then you filled in the center, you created a place for you to attach some more ruffles, curls, excuse me. That's what it looks like from the outside. Now, another way to do that is before you ever get started, you can take your wreath, take a couple of chenille stems and just make a sort of a crosshair across that center. Now then, if that's easier for you to do, you can just use 2 chenille stems. I would attach them to these posts, the straight post on the wreath, so they wouldn't slip and slide around. But you can do that and use that to attach your curls that you're going to fill in the center with. Either way, just whatever's easiest for you. Now then, to attach our curls to the center, since we don't have our twist that we can twist around our curls, we're going to use chenille stems. And I'm going to cut these in half. Use your wire cutters. And I'm going to make a clump of curls. And you will have some raveling with your mesh. It doesn't matter what kind of mesh you have. I mean, lesser expensive mesh probably ravels more than others, but it all ravels. The more you handle it, the more it ravels. The more you cut, the more it ravels. Now, you've got your cluster of 3 curls, and we're going to take the chenille stem, the piece of the chenille stem, and just put it over the center of that cluster, much like a staple. And we're just going to give it a twist from the underneath side. So you made sort of a pick. And then we're going to take those 2 ends of that chenille stem and just slip down over those twists in the center that we created. Flip it over to the back and secure your chenille stem from the back. I would say probably put in about 3 clusters of 3 in that center to fill that up. Now we filled in our center with 3 clusters of curls, and you can see how nice and full it is. And that's what it looks like from the back. Kind of messy, but that's okay. Alright, now all we have to do then is go around our outer ring with 3 layers of curls in each twist. Now there's our wreath after we've gone all the way around both rings with 3 layers of ruffles. For this snowman, we're going to use 2 wreaths the same size. Last year when we did a snowman wreath, we did a 10-inch wreath for the top portion, and then we did a 24 for the bottom. And by the time you put the arms on, it was really pretty wide. It would have to hang on a really wide door or wall. So this one, we're going to try making a little smaller. And this is our snowman head. So let me just kind of see how he's going to look sitting up there. Okay. So that's going to be about right. So we'll have a body and a head. 2 parts to the body, okay? So I'm going to make the next wreath on a 10-inch frame just like I did this one. It might be easier if I show you how to fill in that center before I put the curls on the outside. So we're going to take our cluster of curls. See if I can just hold these. I'm going to pinch them in the center. It's a pretty good handful. Take the chenille stem and just bend over the top. Take it from the bottom. Take the chenille stem at the bottom. Twist it a couple of times. Okay. Now we're going to take the 2 pieces of the chenille stem and just fit it over one of the chenille stems that we made for the cross wire. Fit it over that, and I'm going to flip it to the back, and then I'm going to secure the chenille stem. And I'm going to put 3 clusters in that center, and then I'll start going around the inner ring, and then I'll do the outer ring. Okay, see how that fills in that center? Okay, now we're going to go around the inner ring and continue with our 3 clusters of curls. Okay, there's our 2 pieces after we got both wreaths done. I connected them in the back by connecting the work wreath frames. Right now I've just got it secured with the chenille stem. When I make sure that I have my placement exactly right, then I'll change that and I'll use a zip tie. Next we're going to put the head on. So I'm going to go ahead and take them apart to put the head on. It'll make it a little easier. We had less than a half a row left of the mesh, so you can see, you know, how full it is. I don't think you could get by with 2 rolls. I think it'd be cutting it too close because it took over half of that 3rd roll. Plus, that gives you a little extra if you have any gaps anywhere and you need to make another curl, you can. Now, I'm not going to set my head right on the very top of the wreath. I'm going to kind of push some of the curls out of the way. I'm going to choose an area on the wreath that has a post in case that helps me to stabilize it. But I'm just going to push some of the curls out of the way, push these top ones, you know, to the back, and kind of free up a place about like that I think that the snowball head will sit better. Something like that. Now, it's made of styrofoam, so I'm going to poke 2 holes in the bottom of this and insert a floral pick with some hot glue. And this is about a 5-inch floral pick. If you got a small dowel, you could use that, or even a small pencil. But I'm going to poke 2 holes. I'm just going to use that floral pick to do that with. About, you know, 2 inches apart. Alright, and then I'm going to take my hot glue on my floral pick and I'm going to put these 2 picks in about like that and have them have a couple of inches sticking down, so that's how we'll secure that to the work wreath frame. Now the floral picks have a little wire wrapped around the end, but they slip off really easy, so I'm not going to rely on that. In fact, I'm just going to slip those wires off. I'm going to take the head and I'm going to stick the 2 floral picks down between the rings of the work wreath. See if I can you see that? Okay, now I'm going to take some zip ties and I'm going to secure the little floral picks to the work wreath frame. Okay, you'll have to, the head has to sit sort of down in front of the wreath, not right up on top, because from the back, you need the back of the head almost flush with the back of the work wreath. Otherwise, it's not going to hang on your door. So, we attach the head with the floral stems onto the front part of the wreath. I'm showing it to you from the back. You can see that I went around the 2 little floral picks with zip ties. Now, that still needs a little more security, so I'm going to put another floral pick, poke a hole in the bottom of the head, closer to the outer part of the head, and attach it right here at the top also. Just got some hot glue on my floral pick. And I'm going to use a zip tie to attach that right on that top ring of the work wreath. Now, that's pretty secure. I've got 3 zip ties. I've got 1 zip tie around the very top ring, and then I've got 2 zip ties around the inner ring, attach them from the front. Well, I put the snowman in the front and attach the zip ties from the back. Now I'm going to snip off those zip ties. And for right now, I'm just going to use a chenille stem for a hanger. Okay, so there we go. Now, we're ready to attach our body. Just keep those curls pushed to the outside. And I'm going to attach the two work wreaths together using large zip ties. I'm just going to go around that outer ring. See how that works. I don't want them to be connected too tightly. Okay, pretty good. Now we'll clip those zip ties off. Okay. All right, now for our buttons, we're going to use these stem balls. They come in a cluster of 6 and they're about 2 inches, but each one of these balls is on a wire, and then this stem is just wrapped in paper. So I'm going to take these apart and break out one ball at a time. You just have to get that sticky paper off of there. There we go. Now, we've got these separate balls. And of course, each one is on a wire, so we'll figure out where we need to put his buttons, and then we'll use the wire to attach it to the wreath. So we just placed the balls and wired them in from the back. And next we're going to do our twig arms. These will need to be wired directly to the work wreath frame. So we'll hang them on the wall and kind of find our position for those, and we'll secure those with zip ties to the work wreath frame. Once you get your placement of your twig arms, you might want to secure those first with chenille stems, because you may have to reposition them several times to get them the way that you want them to be, and based on the width of your door. And once you get them in position, just flip your wreath over, and where you have connected it with chenille stems, replace that with zip ties to make them pretty firm. These limbs, twig arms are a little flexible, but they're, you can bend them, but they won't necessarily, stay in that shape that you've bent them to. So you'll just have to adjust your arms. Next, I have this garland. It's red and emerald green. It's about 3 inches wide and several feet long, but it's wired. So I'm going to I think I'll probably double it and then go around the neck. There's a snowman with his scarf. I just doubled the scarf and went around his neck and tied it there. And the garland is wired, so you can, shape this any way you want. After you get through, you need to go back, clip your strings, go back, look at your back. If you have any zip ties or anything sharp that needs to be snipped off, covered up, so it won't scratch your wall, you need to do that. And like I say, I made just a chenille stem hanger, and he's all set to go. I think it looks good. The snowman measures about 38 inches in height and about 30 inches in width. Of course, you could always push these arms in a little more if you needed to make that narrower. You could decorate it also. You could, if you wanted to add in ribbon strips or anything else, or you could let it be holding a strand of lights. These are some little multicolor snowball lights from Raz. They are in a little battery pack, and you can just tuck the battery pack into the back. Those are cute. And here's our snowman holding a Raz snowflake garland. It's very lightweight. It really works well. There's our snowman. He's all finished. He's ready to hang. I think I may put him on my front door if Matt doesn't talk me out of it. He told me today he wanted to take this to his house, so I may have to let him do that. Give us a like before you leave if you like the video, and be sure to subscribe to our channel, and we'd appreciate it so much if you share our videos with your friends. And remember, all these supplies came from Trendy, and our website will be on the video there. We'd love for you to drop by and buy your wreath making supplies from us, and we have all sorts of wreaths, Christmas decorations, and lots of other decorations too. Okay? Thanks for dropping in. Bye-bye.